Welcome back to Mixed Country 106 KMXC. Back here with another fantastic, wonderful person that we're interviewing for the very first time. She's brand new to Mixed Country 106. Her name is Emily Hollingshed. We've been having so many problems today here, Emily. I'm so sorry. You guys don't know this, but we've been trying for probably the last 20 minutes just to get this interview kind of rolling. So many technical bugs. It sucks. But we're bound and determined. We are going to
Well, hey,
get
you can blame it on me that
exactly. Blame on it. We're not going to blame it on you. We would never blame this on you, Emily. No, you're too nice.
oh,
Um,
that's
but but we're going to get you on the air. We're going to get you in front of our listeners, and we're going to make the big deal out of this great song. Like you said, blame it on me. It's doing really well, and you are a self-promoting artist. You're independent. You are tearing it up. You've got hundreds of thousands of streams on your music. It's absolutely insane. What for you? What do you think's kind of inspired that kind of growth not just this song, but for you?
for me as an artist, like, I don't know. I just like I don't care about the fame. I don't really care about nothing but singing to people. And every time that something just goes good, it just pushes me to freaking want more and more and to do more. And I'm not really trying to make like a name for myself, but I want people to understand like that this stuff is literally in arm's reach. Like this is so insane, you know?
Yeah, I what I think is cool is it's like that song. Do you remember that Kenny Chesney song called Big Star? She's like where she would get up on
Yeah.
stage at Banana Joe's bar and she sang karaoke every night and she's like if you work hard you'll get where you are. Like I like that song. It's a little simplified to the music industry. Actually, it's a lot simplified to the music industry, and it's changed so much since that song came out. But I still believe like anyone can do whatever they want to do if you put your you put everything you've got into it. You cannot do anything, frankly, pardon my language, but half-ass. Like you can't just go into
Yeah.
something hoping for the best. Like it's gonna take work. And so for you, especially an independent artist, what's something that about like your daily routine, maybe either with promotions or like how you go about either writing music or making music that most people wouldn't know about?
So I've had like, how you write song questions like my entire life. And honestly, and not to like sound full of myself or whatever, but I've never had an issue writing songs until the last like 8 months. I've been like literally so much happier in my life. So it's so much harder to write sad songs. But I like to channel like, and not even channel, I don't sit down and like, but like I think about, and sometimes like my past like kind of just creeps up or I'll have like a random saying in my head and then I'll write like my entire past on a piece of paper. And my biggest thing though is not to force it. I will not sit down with a guitar and force something. But I normally get song ideas from like driving down the road or something.
Are you one of those people like I know I've talked to some people like when they get an idea they have to write it down even if it's just on a napkin. Are you one of those people you'll pull over to the side of the
Oh
road and just
yeah.
write it down right then and there?
I normally do voice recordings, so I don't even have to pull over. But my ADHD, I cannot remember anything because of my ADHD.
Honestly, it's not ADHD. It's like everybody. I don't know about you, but like
Yeah.
it's so hard. When I think about when I get an idea is even prepping just to chat with you today, I was kind of writing out some questions and it kind of felt like writing a song lyric kind of because I would write a question. I'm like, no, that's stupid. She's probably been asked that 100 times, and that's like really the goal with these is we want to we want to promote you and
Make it genuine.
exactly. I want to give like the audience something they've never maybe heard from you or question or a line, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. So, like when you wrote "Blame It on Me," um, I've read a little bit of it, but I want to hear it in your own words. When you wrote "Blame It on Me," was that a reflection of yourself or was that about somebody else?
So I initially sat down to write it about somebody else, but it all kind of came out about me, and I didn't realize what it was about until after like we were in
Mhm.
studio, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's what that's about." And so it's like literally my crash out song.
I've never heard that before. A crash out song. What do you mean by that?
It is it is just essentially where you go like crazy. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like a one that's like everybody's. Um I don't know, it's just like one of those songs that you get all your emotions out at like one time, just screaming to the top of your lungs.
Oh, I got you. So you're saying like this is like the opposite of when everybody hears like Summer of '69 or um Jack and
Yeah,
Diane, right? Like this is the opposite of that.
essentially.
Is
This
this
is
the
one of those songs that you're not driving down the road just singing, you're belting that thing to the top of your lungs and, like, getting all of your freaking anger, like, "You know what? Screw it."
when I was in college, I used to get a lot of anger and you're gonna laugh because I've always loved country music. Like it's just been in my blood. You know, you wrote this song for yourself, but would you believe like a song like from like Limp Bizkit would be like your crash out song? I think that for me was mine. And so I don't think it's like the same thing for everybody
Um,
of yeah, go ahead.
sorry, go oh, I was just gonna say mine's like, I mean, it's this one's mine, like, personal because I wrote it, but I also have, like I have a Smashing Pumpkins song that I actually have a tattoo of a butterfly with a bullet or a bullet with butterfly wings, and it's, that song says, "Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage," and that freaking like, I only have, like, 2 Smashing Pumpkins song I listen to, and it's that one and Mayonnaise, but that song just freaking resonated with me.
That is cool. Okay, so I'm glad I brought that up then because again, I want to find something new about you, right? But yeah, like when you're on yeah, when you're on social media and that and you're posting, do you try to polish your posts or do you just kind of put what's on your heart at the time?
I really don't like I try not to over polish them just because, I want my content to be, like, true me.
Mhm.
And, like, I try and do my best to, like, edit them and make them look pretty, but I really don't, like it's just raw, it's just who I am.
So, are you would okay, so here's a kind of good tie-in question. So, when you're not in the studio, when you're not on stage, when you're not actively writing, what does a typical day look like for Emily? Like what's kind of your jam when you're not doing music?
So, I wake up and I try and spend, like, the first at least hour to just kinda, like, do my morning routine, kinda just chill. But I mainly get on my phone and check all my notifications, but that's horrible. But I kinda just, like, go through and I update, like, all my websites and all my socials, and I schedule content for the week, and I, ship out orders, and I make orders, and I just started leatherworking too, so that's, like, one of my hobbies, but I do a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was asking, like, you know, when you're not doing the music biz stuff. So you working with leather. That's cool. So are you like tanning in that or
No, so I literally just picked it up, like, less than a week ago, but I've just been, like, tooling and, I'm a big crafty person. I can freaking make you I don't even know. I'm a huge woodworker,
oh, that's
but
cool.
I just started leather tooling for my woodworking, but I'm probably gonna start kinda selling some tool, like, keychains or something. Just
Yeah,
anything that I can creatively express myself, I guess.
that'd be cool. Let me know when you got something out. I would love to get some from you.
I'd love to send you stuff.
That'd be sweet. Um, but yeah, I get. But like going back to the like you're being an independent artist. What has been like the moment when you realize like, wow, I'm actually successful. Like I'm actually doing what I set out to do in the music industry and making music. Like when did it become real for you?
Probably around the time that I put out Drunk Call. I mean, it's been real, just not in this sense. It wasn't like a career musician thing. It was more like a career, like, playing music thing, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
But Drunk Call really kind of just made me like, holy crap! It's just like so close. Like we were literally in arm's reach, and it's just been like it's up and down. The thing about this industry, and I'm sure every other industry, is it's so up and down. You feel great about one thing 1 second, and then 3 seconds later, you're like, "What am I doing with my life?" But it's just sticking with it and having the support.
That is cool, and I think so too. That is so true. Like you know, like in radio, I look at my numbers every month, and it's like they go up and down. And then some months I feel like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't people tuning in? And other months I'm like, yeah, this is so cool. We're getting some big interviews. Like we got this interview with Emily coming up, and we're so excited. And
Stop.
it's okay. It's all good. No, actually, really was excited. I spent at least a couple hours already trying to like just work through how I wanted to, this to go. And unfortunately, it did not go to plan. But that's just kind of how life is.
Well, again, I swear, I swear, problems just seem to follow me.
They follow everybody. It's not just you, girl. It's everybody. But we work through them, right? That's what makes it cool. Is this you're gonna think back on this interview in like a month later, and you're gonna remember exactly where you were because things didn't go right. It wasn't like a run of the mill, and that's kind of cool. But I guess I gotta
Yeah.
ask, when when you came out with "Blame It on Me," what do you want people to feel? What do you want? What would you if you were to like describe the song or describe how you wanted people to feel about the song? What would you say?
Well, let me just say this, whenever we got done with the studio, we like drunk call and we were like our engineer is like stupid good, but we blame it on me. We were listening back and I was literally jumping up and down just like singing the song, jumping up and
Mm,
down. And that's just like that's pretty much all I can explain that I want people to feel about it because it goes from like this soft almost like an alternative like Red Dirt like Americana song to
mhm,
like a full in like I don't know, alt rock Paramore song. And so it's kinda like kinda like a butterfly, like they start in a cocoon and then whatever. That's kinda how I feel like the song goes, and that's kinda how I feel like my emotions go when I listen to it.
mhm.
And I've had that feedback from other people. So that's I think when people listen to it, they're feeling what I want them to feel.
That's awesome. I want them to feel you a lot more. I want them to get connected with you. And we're running a little short on time, but let's go ahead. Give people like the info if they want to go check you out. Where can they find you?
My website is emilyhollingshed.com, and then it takes you to all my socials and all my links to my music and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. She's bigger than she looks, guys. Like she's being so modest right now because like I looked at your numbers, like I looked at your streaming numbers and I've looked at, where you've been and how your music's going. Is there any new albums coming out because like you're getting bigger than you think you are?
Thank you. That is to be announced.
Can't get a sneak peek. That's okay.
I know. I wish. I want a sneak peek.
But it's gonna be good. I'd love to see a new album from you. I would totally be playing it. I just love your music. I love your voice. I think you're super unique, super gifted, and I think everybody should definitely go check you out. So, but Emily, thank you for putting up with all the technical difficulties, getting through here, and it's a lot of work behind the scenes, guys. Just so you know, both on Emily's end, trying to do all these interviews for everybody, and uh, putting all this editing and everything else that's going to go into it. So just show her some love. Just show her some love. Go out, follow her. If she's, I'm sure you've got your concert calendar up on your website, so go check her out if you can
I
see her in
do. I
person.
do.
Yeah. Actually, real quick then, what's your next coming up event following this weekend?
I have some in Tulsa going on. I have one in Kalita in a couple weeks. It's called the Bayou Bash. It's a huge freaking deal for our region. It just started last year and it's been going great, and I'm super proud of these guys. And then we have one in Sand Springs with Austin Dixon, Jake Marlin. I'm
Sweet.
super excited for that one.
That is
And thank
awesome.
you so much for having me. It
Absolutely.
means the world.
All right, guys, here's her brand new song. Thanks again to Emily called Blame It On Me, and it's right here on Mix Country 106.